Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. If it is your first time, welcome to the channel. If it is your second or third or fourth time, it is always a pleasure having you around. So my name is George Kingori and I speak about all things finance, how you can be able to invest, how you can be able to grow, and how you can be able to save and become a better you financially. So today we are going to speak about signs that mean that you are on the edge of poverty. So what are the things that can be able to identify that indeed you are hanging on the way towards either wealth or poverty? What are the signs that you are one step away from indeed poverty? So the one thing that can be able to specify and show that you are on the edge of poverty is you have no investments. If you have no investments to your name, ladies and gentlemen, you are at the edge of poverty. This is because every time that you lose your major source of income, you have nothing to fall back onto. You have no passive income and you have no investments you can be able to sell off or liquidate and meet your daily needs. Ladies and gentlemen, if once your salary comes to a stop, you cannot be able to live the following month, you are at the edge of poverty. The other thing is, if you have no net worth, that means if your assets and then you minus your liabilities come to a negative. If you have more liabilities than assets, ladies and gentlemen, you are at the edge of poverty. It does not matter whether you have many cars or many buildings or many houses. As long as your assets are less than your liabilities, you are at the edge of poverty, because the people who have given you this money or have lent you the money, once they come and recover their money, you do not have any assets after they have recovered their money. In fact, you might even be in debt. So if that is your circumstance, then you are on the edge of poverty. The other thing is, if you have ballooning debt, if you have so much debt that is compounding and coming and growing, and if debt is keeping you in the middle of the night thinking about how you can be able to ignore calls or change phone numbers or do this, it means you are at the edge of poverty. No matter how much money you earn at the beginning of the month, if you are ballooning in debt, if debt is ballooning around you, and if you are constantly worried about debt, then ladies and gentlemen, you are at the edge of poverty, because as soon as your income stops coming, the debtors will be knocking at your door. The other thing is, if you are living paycheck to paycheck, meaning that after the money comes into your account, you spend it and you have nothing left at the end of the month. You have no investment, you have no savings. In fact, you have more month at the end of the money. Ladies and gentlemen, you are living at the edge of poverty. If your job suddenly ends, you become dependent on the people who are around you. You start begging for money. You are at the edge of poverty. The other thing, ladies and gentlemen, is if you have a negative, if your investments or savings do not go beyond 1 month, if the things that you have saved are not beyond 1 month's income, then this is a sign that you are at the edge of poverty. Ladies and gentlemen, ensure that you keep away from sudden poverty because of loss of an income. So how can you go about changing your situation? You can be able to change your situation and circumstance by doing this. Reduce your debt liability. Pay off debt, especially the high interest debt. Pay it off and continue paying debt and debt and debt and debt, and ensure that you have paid off your debt. The other thing is, keep away from debt as you are paying off your debt. The biggest problem that comes with you being close to the edge of poverty is when you have ballooning debt and you have a lot of debt. So stop taking credit and start paying off debt, especially the high interest debt. The other thing, ladies and gentlemen, is ensure that you live below your means. Ensure that you are living below your means so that you can have money that is sufficient to go towards your investment. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, when you are not investing, then you are not moving. In fact, you are just stand still and are not going anywhere. That is the most dangerous part of your financial journey. That at the end of working for 10 10 or so years, you cannot account for any growth in your own life and in your financial affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, invest. The other thing is ensure that your investments are growing at a substantial rate so that they are above 1 month or 2 months of your income. Ensure that your investments can be able to bring income to be able to cover your expenses for a long period of time. If, and I'm saying if, you lose a job and can only be able to secure another job in 3 months, ensure that you have at least 3 months in savings and investment sets aside. If you want to be a little bit financially secure, then ensure that you have savings and investments that can cover you for at least 2 or 3 years. Why 2 or 3 years? An economic downturn that brings a lot of increased joblessness and risk to many people usually lasts between 2 to 3 years. So if you have covered your expenses by your investments and savings by at least 2 to 3 years, you are financially secure. So ensure that indeed you have covered this basis so that when something unexpected like job loss or medical emergency or something like that comes, you are not in the edge of poverty. Other thing is ensure that you keep bad spending habits away from you, ladies and gentlemen. And I have covered such a thing to be able to help you on your bad spending habits. So ensure that you are keeping these bad spending habits at bay, because as much as you continue spending, and especially spending on dumb things, you are keeping more money away from the opportunities that you're able to explore by investing. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope that I have been helpful. My desire is you move from the edge of poverty and start accumulating investments and growth and to be able to come closer to financial independence. That is my desire and that is my goal, and that is why I started this channel. If you find this video helpful, please leave a like. Remember to leave a comment and subscribe to the channel. It is always a pleasure having you around. So enjoy your day.